Hey, what is up, everybody? This is the Great Puckettini. What I got for you today are the Arkansas Razorbacks top 10 players versus those Auburn Tigers. Now, to begin with, guys, I'm going to tell you, I heard a lot of people, we got beat. Auburn's a really good defensive team. They're a top 10 defense. They're no joke at all. And we know that our offense is our calling card, and they slowed us down a little bit. But I'm going to tell you this. You may not believe me, but I'm going to make a video here a little bit later showing you that our offense and defense has gotten better every week, and we played better this week on offense than we did versus Tennessee or Texas A&M. We did. I mean, you can look at the grades on PFF. I'll show you, and we've gotten better. We played better against Auburn offense than we have against those two, and then our defense got better too, guys. We forced a bunch of field goals, like 6 field goals. And I know y'all think Auburn, no, they're terrible. They're not. When you compare them against other teams in the country, guys, I mean, they're pretty daggum good. It's just the expectations in the SEC. Every time a team gets beat, the whole fan base acts like you ought to fire the coach. I mean, good grief, guys. I don't understand why we accept it in baseball and basketball that we're playing a lot of really good teams. You're going to lose some. Your record may not be the best in the SEC because you're playing top 10 teams every week. And but in football, for some reason, you get one loss, you lose somebody, and everybody's ready to fire the coaches, And to see what Coach Petrino's done, and to do that, a lot of these guys on defense came to play for Travis Williams, for Deke Adams. They came to play for them, and then we fire them. And then he still got them working hard and playing hard. They played good. They've gotten better in 3 weeks. They have. And then the offense is the same way. A lot of them came to play for Coach Petrino, but a lot of them, like Coach Pittman, came to Arkansas because of him. You fire them, the whole world just turned upside down, and he still tied them together and has them, where they could have beat Tennessee, could have beat Texas A&M. And, oh, by the way, did you see what Tennessee did to Kentucky? Beat them pretty good, beat them pretty bad, like 20 points. Barely beat us. We should have beat them. And then Texas A&M, they completely tear apart LSU. I mean, good grief. I mean, if Bob Petrino got beat that bad by A&M, y'all be ready to hang him. It's just crazy. But anyway, here we go. And we have a lot of players that played pretty well, that graded out pretty good on Saturday. I'm like you. I'm mad we got beat, but we had a lot of guys that played well, and that's what I'm going to show you here. So this is the top 10 Arkansas Razorbacks versus the Auburn Tigers. Now, and these are guys that didn't make the top 10 with pretty daggum good grades. First, you got Braylon Russell from Benton, Arkansas. He graded out at 67.2. And then linebacker Bradley Shaw from Hoover, Alabama, graded out at 67.2. Then you got quarterback Taylon Green from Louisville, Texas, transferred to us from Boise State. He graded out at 66.5, and I think if Taylon would have ran early and got a few big plays, it would have been a different game. I don't know. I think he's beat up a little bit. I think some of those hits he took early that, when he should not have been running against Arkansas State and Alabama A&M, and some of those he shouldn't have been running. I mean, just slide. He took a couple big hits, and he gets beat up. And if he's not able to run, if Coach Petrino says that's a big part of their offense. If he's not able to run, they're not near as good. Something he just can't run, or he just didn't. He had a few openings there where he could have, and that really hurts us when he don't do that. I'd almost say if he's not running, we need KJ Jackson in there. KJ's a heck of a thrower, and I think he's a better passer than Taylon Green. That's why I'm excited for next year to see him, because he can throw the ball. He's a very fast runner too. I bet he's not much slower than Taylon. I mean, he don't be able to the long strides. Taylon can the longer runs, but KJ can go too now. He can run. Now, I'm not saying bench Taylon Green at all, but I'm just saying if he can't run, if he's beat up, we got to do it like Auburn did. You got to go with a guy that can play. Look at Ole Miss, that Chambliss guy. He's still their starting quarterback. Maybe we need to make a switch there if Taylon can't go. We got, I love Taylor. He's a great quarterback, but if he's beat up, we got to go with a guy that can play 100%. Number 4, not number 4, but anyway, defensive end Quincy Rhodes Jr. from Little Rock, Arkansas. He graded out at 65.6. Left tackle Corey Robinson II from Roswell, Georgia, transferred to us from Georgia Tech. He graded out at 65.3. Our kicker, Scott Starzik, true freshman from the Woodlands, Texas, he graded out at 64.3. And then you had wide receiver Raylan Sharp from Allen, Texas, by way of Fresno State, graded out as a 64. And you see those were better than average games that they had at their positions when you rank them versus other teams, is how PFF sets that up. And so you see here we have probably 17 guys that played better than average. So we had a lot of guys play well. We really did. Now, so let's get in our top 10. Guy that's really come on here the last couple games, I was about ready to get rid of him, is strong safety Larry Worth from Jacksonville, Florida. He transferred to us from Jacksonville State. He graded out at 67.8, really good grade. He had 86 tackle grade, 75 versus the run. He had 7 solo tackles, 1 assist, and 3 of his tackles stopped drives. Defense forced a lot of field goals, and he gave up 0 catches on 1 target. So really good game there by Larry Worth. Good job. Number 9, defensive tackle Danny Solly. Nice to have him back. He's from Topeka, Kansas. Transferred to us, they say, from BYU, even though I don't think he played for him. He was just there. He graded out at 67.9. It was great to have him back. 73 versus the run. He had 2 quarterback hurries. He had 1 solo tackle, 1 assist, and 1 stop tackle. So great job there, Danny Salih. Great to have you back. Would it have been even better if we'd had Cam Ball in there, because it reduced all their number of snaps. They didn't have to play so many like they did last week versus Texas A&M. Number 8, was wide receiver Omega Blake from Rock Hill, South Carolina, from UNC Charlotte. He graded at 68.5, 68 in the passing game. He had 7 targets. He got 6 of those for 61 yards. And he also, plays gunner on the punt team. That shows you the kind of guy he is, that he wants to win. I know he had that big fumble, and that hurt, and he knows to lock it up, chin that ball, he knows that. The coaches have coached him to do that. He's trying to make a play, and when you try to make plays, when you're forcing, that's when things happen, You got to chin that ball, and it's got to be every day you do it. And Coach Fouch is on them, chin the ball, and Coach Petrino's on him about doing that. And he knows to do that. Just made a mistake, just trying to make a play. And it happens sometimes. It just happens to Arkansas a lot. But a lot of it's because of the coaching situation we've put on them. I'm like Coach Petrino. He likes to see Coach Pittman finish the year out and then do something. Not right now. But anyway, good job there, Omega. Just hang on that football, man. You've got to chin it every time you get it. Number 7 is running back Mike Washington. He's from Utica, New York. Transferred to us from New Mexico State. Graded at 69.5. He was 80 pass blocking, which is very good. 69 run game. He had 12 carries for 41 yards, which is a 3.4 yard per carry average. Not as good as he usually has. 3.4 is low. It's like Coach Petrino said, we really had a tough time running on him. Auburn's really good run defense. He said he knew it was going to be tough. And 3.4 is not much. I remember my college coaches always say 3.5, 3.5. And we're not even at that. So we really struggle to run the ball. Our offensive line is really built more as a pass blocking line. They're much better pass blockers than they are run blockers. They've graded that way all year. But we've been able to run it pretty good. But just Auburn just was a little bit better than us. Like Coach Trino said, we couldn't get those one-on-one blocks we needed when we had to have them. They're just a little bit better than we are. That happens sometimes. You play a team that's a little bit better. If they hadn't turned the ball over 4 times, should have won this game. But anyway, that happens a lot of times because you're forcing, you're pressing, you're not letting the game come to you. You're trying to do too much. And but anyway, Mike graded out pretty good there. He did have 1 catch for 11 yards. So just got to bounce back, be better next week. Got another really winnable. Every game is winnable for us, guys. That's what it's crazy. We got a good team still. Got some good players. Just the whole world's been turned upside down on us. And it shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have gone that way. But anyway, they're still playing hard and working hard. Number 6 here, free safety Caleb Wooden from Lawrenceville, Georgia, and transferred to us from Auburn. He graded out at 73.3 grade, a really good grade. He was 77 in the run defense, 74 tackle grade, 68 coverage grade. He had 1 quarterback hurry. He did lead us in tackles, I believe. He had 10 solo tackles. He had 2 assists, and he had 3 stop tackles. So very good job here by Caleb Wooden. Played really well versus his old teammates, his old team, and did really good, man. Need to keep him playing that way. Good job there, Caleb. All right, number 5 is nose tackle Ian Gerard from Mableton, Georgia. Graded out at 76.1, really good grade. 76 versus the run, 73 tackle grade, 1 quarterback hurry. He had 2 solo tackles, 1 assist, and one of those tackles stopped a drive. You know, Gerard played better this week because he wasn't worn out. I think he played probably about half the snaps he did versus Texas A&M, which really helped. He was a little more fresh. You know, Gerard's a big guy, like 380 pounds. He could stand to lose a few of those pounds, I think. And I think that's something, too, you know, with Coach Pittman like these really big guys, these massive guys. And I think Petrino, you know, he'll be looking for players maybe not quite that big. You know, Gerard has played well all year long. But, he you know, it's hard for him to help us a lot in the passing game. He gets tired pretty quick. Him and Campbell both. I think both of them could lose quite a bit of weight and still be good players and be able to move better. And that a lot of time is when your coaches, you know, look for different things. And I think that's something that Petrino, you know, when you go back and look at his defensive linemen, he had some guys decent size, nothing like that could move, you know, and run. And Gerard's played well all year now. I'm not down on him at all. But anyway, good job there, Gerard. Keep it up, man. All right, number 4 is a guy that I keep saying needs to play more. His strong safety, Shakur Smalls. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Transferred to us from Maine. He graded out as a 77. He was 76 coverage grade, 75 tackle grade. He had 1 tackle, and that was stopped a drive. And he only played 8 snaps. You know, I'd love to see Shakur play more. You know, Larry Worth had a really good game, too. Caleb Wooden played really well. But Shakur graded out better than them two. So, you know, he only played 8 plays, though. But anyway, I'd really like to see him get more playing time. You know, I don't know. But anyway, I sure would like to see him get more time. But great job there, Shakur. Keep it up, man. All right, number 3 is cornerback Julian Neal. Julian's been on these top 10s about every week. He's been a huge transfer portal pickup there for us. He's from San Francisco, California, transferred to us from Fresno State, graded out at a 78, really, really good grade. He was 77 coverage grade, 73 versus the run. He had 3 solo tackles, 1 assist, and one of those tackles was for a stop to drive. He only gave up 3 catches on 5 targets, which is like 60% completion percentage at him. It's pretty good. And he had 1 pass broken up as well. So great job there, Julian. Good job. Keep it up, man. All right, number 2 was Rohan Jones, tight end Rohan Jones from Canada. Transferred to us from Montana State. He graded out at a 90.3. Very good grade. He was graded out 92 in the passing game. He had 3 targets. He caught 3 catches for 127 yards, which was a 42.3 yards per catch. And everybody was saying, oh, you got to give the ball more, blah, blah, blah. You know, and Trino said, you know, hey, in the first half, they tried to man up on him with a linebacker. And we was able to beat them. He said in the second half, though, they went a little bit more zone. It was harder for him to get open. And they were paying a little bit more attention to him. So, anyway, there's reasons for that, guys. Remember, Coach Petrino, I mean, the NFL thought so much of the Atlanta Falcons, they wanted him to move up and mentor Michael Vick after he did old LaShawn Jackson. And that's why he went to the NFL. And Vick got in trouble with that dog fighting thing, and his quarterbacks that he had weren't any good. And he said, the heck with this, I'm going back to college football. And that's when we got him at Arkansas. And so remember, this guy's he knows offense, man. There's reasons why people aren't, catching passes. There's a reason for that. He is an offensive mastermind. He knows what he's doing. His offensive have been great every year, always where he goes. They've been really good. He knows what he's doing. All right, now, and then number 1, player grade this week. We went to cornerback Kenai Walker from Atlanta, Georgia. He transferred to us from Oklahoma. He graded out as a 90.6, and that's a super good grade. That's like an elite grade. He 92 coverage grade, 82 tackle grade. He did have 5 solo tackles, 3 assists. He only gave up 2 catches on 6 targets. Very good. He did have 1 interception. He returned that interception for a touchdown. It was a huge play right before halftime. Huge play. And he did have another pass broken up. So really good game there by Kenai Walker. Super glad and happy to see him have a big game. And we needed it. And he really helped us out a lot. And we need him to keep playing well. And we'll win some here at the end if we can keep playing good. If we can build on what we did, just keep going. It's eventually going to pay off for him, I think. And I think that's the end of it. He was the number 1 guy. So that's all I got, guys. Just want to thank y'all so much for watching. Thanks so much for spending time with me this afternoon. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up, please subscribe, and please click that bell when you get notifications so you know anytime I make a video, you can be watching it. I did a basketball video earlier which I used a grading system that I used to use when I coached. I coached a lot of girls and boys basketball, usually at the 7th, 8th, 9th grade level. I was assistant senior high. That was back before I was head varsity football coach and everything. But anyway, and I used a system because one year I had a team we were just really bad. We were not very good, and it was a way to kind of grade them, let them see how they were doing and who was playing good. Because the teams we were playing we just couldn't beat. We were in a conference that were. I think they ended up being one of those teams were defending state champions, and the other one they were just we really struggled. It was a really tough conference, and girls played hard. They tried their best, and so I've tried to find ways to keep them motivated, and that was a system I came up with, and so I used it to grade the Arkansas basketball players. And if you didn't sit there, I have it on here. You probably scroll down. There it is right there. Their top 5 players. And the player of the game ended up being Carter Knox. He was number 1. I think I graded him at a 92. But you can look at that, and it's something I did back several years ago, trying to find ways to motivate. And I thought, hey, I'll do that, and so pretty cool. But anyway, I do videos on football and basketball. I'll do them on baseball too. Baseball, it has so many games, there's so much going on, it's hard to keep up. But anyway, thanks so much for watching, and please come back, watch some more videos. Leave me a comment, man. I love comments. I learn so much from you guys telling me stuff, and I certainly don't know everything, but I love those Razorbacks. I love those Cowboys too. It's halftime of the Cowboy game right now. I need to get back to watching them. I did this during halftime. But anyway, thanks again. Have a great day or a great evening whenever you're watching this, and come back more often and watch some videos. Leave me a message. Thanks so much, and as always, go Hogs.